Today's destruction is titled, My Wife Never Gives Me Anything for My Birthday, but she gave her guy friend $1,000. Now, right off the bat, that title already screams cap appeal. Clock starts now. The story starts with the woe is me tone, butthurt about how his birthday is treated like just another day. His wife, who's supposed to be the giver in this situation, forgot. Before I get into this bloodbath, let me just say this. If your birthday really means something to you, then do for yourself. If you're always waiting, always hoping for other people's validation on your special day, sounds like somebody may have some mommy and daddy issues. But I digress. Anyway, here's the first red flag. Apparently, this has been happening for years. And I highly doubt she only chooses this day to be dry with him. If your wife forgets your birthday, I'm sure there are far deeper issues than missed cake and candles. He even said he had to remind her that it was his birthday. Is this irritating? Yes. Has it happened before? Yes. So why expect this year to be any different? I know some of you are thinking, man, you a cold dude, Charlie Brown. But hey, I call it how I see it. Now my guy's in his feelings and he starts to reflect. He remembers last spring how she gave her guy friend Jason a cool $1,000 for his birthday. Meanwhile, she gave him diddly squat. There's a whole lot to unpack here, but I only got 8 minutes. Now, I don't condone violence, but in this situation, somebody needs to catch a fade. Some of you will say, that's not very mature. And I know it's not mature, but there has to be at least one guy in the crowd thinking, Jason is definitely smashing that and smashing her well.
$1,000 ain't chump change. Would he really be wrong to walk up, kick Jason in the nads, and donkey punch his wife? Once again, I don't condone violence, but in this case, I'd be willing to look the other way. Instead, he stayed quiet, went home, and sulked. Back to the present day. She forgot his birthday again, and this time, he's not letting it go. Now, the mature thing to do would have been, Wendy, or whatever her name is, I think it's time we reassess this marriage. That's when he should have laid down some facts, like how she's been treating him like a roommate instead of a husband. Blah, blah, blah. But no, he decides to get revenge. He said he waited about 3 months to enact it, wanted to humiliate her the same way he felt humiliated. So in the meantime, he plays along, helps plan her birthday party. Did he ever stop and say, I'm not feeling this relationship? Nope. This man was dead set on humiliation. But here's my question. Was it more humiliating to stand there silent, watching her hand Jason $1,000? Or was it more humiliating to stay silent and take the walk of shame? Now, I know some of you are saying, but you weren't there. You don't know how he felt. Put yourself in his shoes. First of all, that would never happen to me. I'd be like, Jason, as I smiled ever so devilishly. It'd be a shame to go out the same day you came in. You feel me? Jason doesn't owe him anything, but in my case, I wouldn't owe Jason his safety. So her birthday comes. All their friends are there. He hands her a gift. She opens the box. Inside is a piece of paper. It reads, I'm giving you the same thing you gave me. Absolutely nothing. Then he walks out of the party. And just like every TikTok story, she's suddenly clueless, crying, calling him. Soon after, he petitions for divorce. Now here's where it goes full fairy tale. Women are suddenly texting him. What you did was so strong and mature. Is it weird if we go out? Stop the madness. That's when I called bullshitty da. If you want to call that the high road, I'm sorry, but I can't co-sign that. Once he pulled that revenge stunt, he was just as feminine as she. A real dude is about that action. Once again, I don't advocate violence, but I want you to picture this. She double clutching, smooth shifting Jason's gear shift, Flip the script. Now it's her man, the zero of our story, showering his female friend with $1,000. Because there's at least one delusional but independent girl in the back saying, I'm not that insecure. My man can have female friends. It's okay. And at the end of every rainbow is a pot of gold. Obviously, your man ain't putting in work. Sounds like he's just shooting the club up and going to sleep, instead of having you screaming bloody murder, ripping up pillows while you are trying to escape the lickety-split. My woman would go from zero to prison inmate if she saw that kind of nonsense popped off. In real life, there are consequences for your actions. The Dalai Lama once said, when reason ends, then anger begins. Therefore, anger is a sign of weakness. Bro, I'm not that enlightened. Not only would I go third world jihad on them, I'd wake up the next day, make some waffles, smother them in butter and syrup, and go on with my day guilt-free and with a clear conscience. So if you really needed your get back, steal on Jason, smash one of her friends. That would have been poetic. What you did, that's just pathetic. Truth is, most dates are no fault. The judge was gonna cook you regardless. So now, you got no self-respect. People talking bad behind your back, and the court system still violated you. Meanwhile, Jason's still counting his G and still smashing your girl. But because this is TikTok, everything came up roses. Yeah, right. My final verdict, 0% fact, 100% CAP. Destroyed in less than 8 minutes. Another TikTok story obliterated. This has been Deep Thought, where logic meets disrespect. If it doesn't make sense, it gets destroyed.